Guys, you ever seen a video like this before? We'll read the caption. Last year, Target took a stand against a particularly annoying bigot named Ethan Schmidt and banned him from all stores, which here you can watch him getting trespassed. Unfortunately, this expires in June. This year, they're hiding due to, well, no spoilers.
Target here is promoting gay pride for little kids. Do you think that's okay? Sure. Yeah.
Chad, that's all we need to see. There's nothing more of value here. We saw this one, I think. I think this is, yeah, this is also Ethan Schmidt.
That there is no insert. There's nothing on it. So.
It's disgusting. That's
devil worship. That's devil worship. That's devil.
Jesus Christ. He's going crazy. He's, whoa, someone's got to stop him. Gonna need a SWAT team to contain this guy. For those of you who don't know, over here in America, we have a couple of big box stores that you can find basically anywhere. Walmart is the most famous of them. Target is another one. Target is also famous. It is a slightly better, slightly less disgusting, slightly more expensive Walmart. I think Targets are fine to go into. I think their vibes are acceptable, personally, you know, on the scale of big box stores. Target is also known for being relatively progressive. Now, of course, I don't, you know, we need an asterisk on that one. What I mean by relatively progressive is that they are, yeah, they're known for making donations, and they are usually pretty, like, large advocates of Pride-associated merchandise. Now, again, we're not standing Target here. I'm just saying this is stuff they're known for, okay? Right now, in fact, at Target, you can go and you can see their Pride sections. I went to a local Target recently, and even though it was 2 weeks till Pride, they had the whole trans gay thing right in front of the store, you know? Like right there when you walk in, the queer agenda right in front. A lot of stuff, you know, not just rainbow patterns. They've gotten some criticism for having, I think they're like, it's clothing that makes it easier to tuck if you're a trans woman. You know, where you do the thing where you fold your cock inside out in a little pretzel knot. I don't know the details. It looks uncomfortable. I could never do it. I'm just too big. Obviously. There's some stuff with binders. That's when you use, you know, it's like a sports bra, but it like flattens your chest, so it's like you don't have tits. It's a whole thing, okay? Target's known for doing this more than other companies, which I think is great, right? I mean, that it appeases their market. It works with them. I like that. I think it's great. Oh, yeah, here's Alex Stein, a guy I debated a while ago, taking pictures in Target, looking absolutely fabulous in tucking bathing suits. There we go. See? Looking great. The tuck-friendly Pride collection. I'm not really sure what argument is being made here, apart from he's putting on a swimsuit. Maybe he's, like, going up to people in the store and he's going, can you see... Oh, yeah, that's what he's doing. He's sexually harassing people. That makes sense. That tracks. I'm sure you don't all need me to tell you this, but he's not actually tucking. The point is that it makes it easier to tuck, but if you don't do that, you're just gonna have a normal dick bulge, obviously. That's how that works. Apart from that, I'm sure we can all agree he's serving. So, hey, I clicked. Don't make me watch this video. What am I watching? Yeah, let's move away from it quickly. He just likes sexually harassing people. So, why am I talking about this? Right, okay, well, as you all know, recently with the Bud Light, Dylan Mulvaney, quote-unquote, controversy, the controversy of a minority having an Instagram ad in which they promoted Bud Light, we're seeing them gang up on Target now. It's kind of couched in a few replies here, but this is an old one from Matt Walsh, an old tweet, April 5th. Here's what we should do. Pick a victim, gang up on it, and make an example of it. We can't boycott every woke company or even most of them, but we can pick one, it hardly matters which, and target it. Ah, see, he was signaling his intentions even here. With a ruthless boycott campaign, claim one scalp, then move on to the next. Now, here's the problem, folks. You can't actually boycott Target. Target is way too powerful. You can't boycott Target. I'm sorry, it's not going to happen. First of all, Target's demographic isn't exactly like MAGA lunatics anyway. Second of all, it's Target. It's huge. It's unimaginably huge. The economic reach of Target extends beyond boycott capacity, you know. It ain't happening. What they can do is harass and threaten Target's employees, which is exactly what's happening. Target removing some Pride merchandise after anti-LGBTQ threats against staff. So when boycotts don't work, you do terrorism. That is the modus operandi of the right. Target on Wednesday said it was removing some products that celebrate Pride Month after the company and its employees became the focus of a volatile anti-LGBTQ campaign. So I got to tell you guys, you know, you ever heard this phrase, don't negotiate with terrorists? Sets a really bad example when you're letting stuff like this, you know, change your display preferences. In a sane world, what they would do, and I can't believe I'm suggesting this, but it's what they tend to do anyway, if there are violent threats being made against your storefront, you are a local big box store. You know what local big box stores do when they feel there's an increased threat of violence at their location? They call the police. Seriously. Police often will, if they feel an area is at high risk, have a detached team that will just chill in an area. Now, again, I'm not normally a pro-cop kind of guy. I am a pro-TikTok video of cops tackling pro-MAGA influencers as they threaten Target employees kind of guy. I am that kind of guy, you know. Pig-on-pig violence. I'm fine with it. It's like the Nazis in Ukraine. You've got the Azov battalion, right, on one hand for some of the Ukrainians. Then you've got the Russian military. It's like, whoa, infighting. I love to see it. So, yeah, not good. The company said threats against employees impacted their sense of safety and well-being, but Target did not specify which products it was removing, the nature of the threats, or where they occurred. Target said it removed from shelves items that have been at the center of the most significant confrontational behavior. So I've seen like different accounts on this. Keep in mind there are like hundreds and hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of Target stores. Apparently in some southern states where presumably the threats of violence are more elevated, they've just removed these sections altogether. In some stores, they've moved them more to the back of the store where they're not right in front. I think that's maybe more of an understandable thing to do, because if you're concerned about violence or harassment, intimidation, or property destruction, putting it in the back of the store means that it's way easier for your cameras to get a full look at the people doing it than if it was just at the front of the store. You can scoot in, scoot out really quick. That I think that's a bit more understandable. I don't at all support them being fully removed, of course. Oh yeah, here's Jordan Peterson, who was just saying that Target should fire employees who say they feel alienated by the removal of the Pride Month displays. Because Jordan Peterson had a lobotomy a long time ago and has completely stopped pretending to just be on the kill the degenerates arc. I'm not kidding, by the way. If you look at his tweets, like he no longer has the mental composure to withhold his feelings. So it's all of his attitudes now are just like, you know, fire all the gays, kill all the gays. It doesn't matter. Like, it's just like completely unambiguous. There's a reason why his introduction into the Daily Wire was much celebrated, and then you've all heard nothing about him lately. Isn't that interesting? No major public appearances, no large debates, no big breakout videos. Where'd they all go? Well, he's just not mentally well enough to do it anymore. I hope he got a good payout from the Daily Wire. I hope he got a large amount forwarded from the beginning and not done on a per video basis. Yes, he's busy tweeting about Chinese cum milking factories, as are we all. For a decade, Target has celebrated Pride Month in and around June. The company runs advertisements to appeal to LGBTQ customers and employees. It sells... Oh, by the way, go to a Target in a city. A lot of the workers there are queer. I don't know why Target had leaned in this direction. Like, historically, I don't know what led them to go this way, but they're definitely in that direction now. A lot of them are pretty evidently queer. And they're cuter than Walmart employees. I'm sorry, it's just true. Coffee mugs and merchandise with rainbow flags and other symbols of gay rights. Pride Month at Target is a time of affirmation and solidarity with the LGBTQIA+ community, the company says in its website. Blah, blah, blah. The company told the Wall Street Journal that people have confronted workers in stores, knocked down Pride merchandise displays, and put threatening posts on social media with video from inside stores. Some people have thrown Pride items on the floor, Target spokesperson Kayla Castaneda told Reuters. Now, again, I want to be clear, all right? I'm going to tell you all a little story from my life, okay? It's called the Target on 2nd Street in Seattle. It's the Target. It's a specific Target. It's a very busy Target, right in downtown. You go in there, you can see security officers who are dressed like SWAT team members, okay? The people at that Target have, the security at that Target, I mean, they are armored to the nines. These people are, they crashed into you, you know, you would break. They are well armored. Now, what do they use this martial power for? What is this security paid for? I mean, security contractors aren't cheap. They're paid a lot of money. Well, of course, they're used to deal with belligerent homeless people. See, the Target's in downtown. It's in a very walkable area, which means that, of course, all people can come in. Oftentimes, there are people who come in who are belligerent, and often those people are homeless. For the potential threat of these homeless people, they have decided to pay out the nines for expensive security. And if that's what they want to do, then sure. Why aren't they doing this in the locations where threats are being made directly against them? I mean, if corporate is willing to shell out money for security because of homeless people, why aren't they willing to shell out money for security for terroristic threats against a queer, you know, queer employees and their queer merchandise? I mean, if you can do it for a homeless person being loud, what about the far right attempting hate crimes? I think that's sensible. Again, I'm not like broadly ideologically in favor of broader, like higher security. I'm just saying, if we're looking to be consistent, why do we kowtow here? You know? It goes on for a bit, but I think you more or less get the relevant details. This is a shop corner where they've cleared out the relevant queer associated merchandise. It's very sad, and I hope that Target takes a bolder stand on this. It's possible this is an immediate panic reaction, but do remember the shareholders for Target also don't want to do this. This isn't a profit-motivated decision. The people who are going in here to harass employees aren't like potential customers. You know what I mean? Like, the people they're doing this to appease, they're not doing it to win their buying power. They're doing it because they want to avoid violence and all the negative stuff associated with it. And I hope they develop a better strategy than just kowtowing to the far right, because I'm really sorry to say, guys, but it is kind of what happened in the Weimar Republic, isn't it, right? There were plenty of relatively progressive companies that were subject to a lot of stochastic violence and threats of violence as the Nazi Party grew in prominence and power. And that sort of, you know, even without the laws being passed, even without like broader state condemnation, it still pushed back the institutional support for these groups, you know, and eventually stuff like that gets cemented, it gets solidified. Hopefully something changes. Now, I want to be clear. This is going to bring out a broader discussion on rainbow capitalism, and I really need this to be understood, okay? Target being weak in its performative advocacy for queer issues is infinitely better than them being absolutely neutral or them being like openly preferential towards the right. The fact that the right is gaining some ground here based on terroristic threats is optically damaging for them, which is why if you go to Twitter right now, you're going to see a bunch of Republicans simultaneously saying, yeah, based, Target, get that queer shit out of here, and also saying, what violent threats? Who's doing violent threats? Provide receipts or get out of here. You're lying. Who would be violent against you? Yeah, get these queer pedophile degenerates out of here. Like, they're going back and forth on that because they know they're lying. Right. Even that discourse is potentially damaging to them. So there is still benefit here, and I want to see how this line gets pushed, you know, how far it's going to go. There probably is going to be some kind of significant attack, some significant threat against Target during Pride Month, or hell, against the many, many Pride events that will be going on around the country. And we can't quite prevent that from happening, at least not meaningfully, I think. It's not likely we can prevent it, but we can choose how we respond to it, you know? When something like this happens, will we let the right decide the narrative? Will we let the right lie and manufacture and conceal nonstop? Or will we be active advocates for our rights? Will we see what happens and goes, no, they are terrorists. This is a terrorist party, and we will treat them as such. Will our politicians kowtow, or will they respond with the fervor that Republican politicians would if something remotely comparable were to happen the other side around, as if it ever has? That's what I'm saying, you know? Obviously, things are going to get worse before they get better.